video sponsored by Meeple Movers. No minimum order, no subscriptions. Free shipping on every item, every day. At meeplemovers.com.
Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian, and today I've got a game called Wreck Raiders. Wreck Raiders is a 1 to 5 player dice drafting worker placement game by Tim Brown and Josh Cappel, and it's published by Kid Stable Board Gaming. In this game, players are diving to the bottom of the ocean and searching for old shipwrecks to see what they can find. Players are collecting gems, artifacts, and treasure in order to score points. Sometimes your diver will also gather shells on the beach. These can be used to claim aquarium pieces. Aquariums feature a variety of stunning sea creatures and also score extra points at the end of the game. Once a player gets enough exhibit cards, all of the other players get one more turn and then the game ends. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to dive for treasure, how to store it in your vault, and how to build the best aquarium in Wreck Raiders. To set up, put the main board in the center of the table, then give each player a player board. Go like that. Then we're going to place the top of the box right there. Then we're going to grab the aquarium pieces. We've got the middle pieces, top pieces, and bottom pieces. And flip over 3 of each one. So we've got that one, that one, that one. So they've got different art on them, and that's just really cool. And there are some of these special powers on the tops that gives you points for those. Then we're going to put all of the dice in the box. We're going to use 4 dice for a 3-player game. Take all of these tokens and then stack them up into piles for each color. There's yellow, purple, blue, and brown. Okay. Then we are going to grab all of these tokens here. We're going to put them down here. These are the shells. I'll explain what they do later. Then we're going to grab the exhibit cards, put that there, and we're going to flip over 4 of them. Oh, none players plus 1. So we have 3 players, and then we're going to add 1 card, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In a 3-player game, each person is going to get 5 of these little guys. I'm going to put them there for now. Then we're also going to take this board here, and we're going to put it right there. You are now ready to begin. Though there's a lot of stuff going on, it looks pretty crazy, but it's actually pretty easy. I'll explain it. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to take a dive from the reef. Right now, there are 4 dice in here, and there aren't any dice in the reef. So first we got to roll them. So it says roll them vigorously. You're going to go like that, and then all of the ones that are touching a shell, like that one was on the conch shell, that one is not touching any of them, that one's not touching any of them, and that one was touching the scallop. So now you get to take one. So I'm gonna, this is me right here. Now I get to pick one of these dice. I am going to pick this 3. Since it was on the conch shell, I get one of these conches. I'll explain what it does in a little bit. And then I get to use the 3. So that means that I can take my guy, I can put it on any of these 3s. If I put it on one of these wrecks, then I get 1 token. If I put it over here on the beach, I will get 2 scallops, because that's what it's shown there. I am going to go here. So I'm going to get 1 yellow token, and I look at it. So this one has coins on it. What I can do is I can put the gold piece over here on my display, which is, I'm trying to make these displays in the right order. So I'd be starting on this side by putting it over here. That doesn't match any of those. And the other thing you're trying to do is putting them in your vault. So I'm going to put it in my vault. I'm just going to show you over here. And I'll put it back in my board when I'm done. Put that there. So you have to fill up from the bottom up. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get all 3 in that row to be the same color. So I'm going to try to get all of these yellow, all of those blue, all brown, and all purple. But the thing is that I also want them to be different. So this one's coins, there's also a crown, and the other one is a gold bar. So I'm trying to get all of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over gold coins side up and put it in my vault. So then the next guy goes, he's going to take this one, and he's going to pick up the scallop, and he's going to put his guy over here on the blue 3. So then he takes 1 blue token, and he looks at it, and it's a shield, but he's going to put it over here in his display. He's trying to see what he can go for. The next guy is going to take this 3, and Oh, he was supposed to get a scallop, yeah. That's right. He picked up this 3, and then he's going to put his guy right here on the blue one. So that kicks him off. And then this guy, who's on a 3, so he goes to the 3. This guy gets two more scallops. And then he does his action. So he takes that. He's going to look at it. It's a sword. He's going to put it here. So then there's 1 die left. So I take this one. It's a 5. I'm going to put my guy there. So I take 1 more. And it's a crown. I like that. So I'm going to put that there. So now there's no dice left in here. So the next player is purple. Is going to take all of the dice. And we're going to roll them again. And then we just keep going around. Those weren't touching anything. That one was on a scallop. That was a 5. And then each player takes a die and keeps going. Now, there's some other rules we need to talk about. Is that if that guy's on purple, and I take this 2, and I put my guy next to another guy, now I get 2 because it's adjacent to another one. If this was over here and I placed it here, it's still 2 because it's only what's adjacent to it. Now, if I had placed it over here on this 2, I would get 1 of the blue, and the red guy would get 1 of the blue. So you can get those even when it's not your turn. So if you don't like any of these numbers, let's say I really want a 4 to put my guy there, I can discard my conch shell to turn it into a 4 there, take my guy and put it there, and then I get 3 tokens. And there's my gold bar, and then I'm going to put those over there. The scallop, what you can do is that if I place my guy there, I can discard a scallop to get an extra token. So I get 1 for going there and 1 for my scallop. I can discard 2 to get another one, and a third one to get another one if I really wanted. I'm not going to. I'm going to put all those back. Now what you're really trying to do is build your exhibits to match one of these. So I would have wanted to do that, and then if I got 2 more purples, I go into purple, I would get this one. If I chose, I could say, I want this one. So then I take it, and then I put it over here. But it shows that's the pattern, and that's how many points I get from it. And then if I got it in the right order, which I did, if I had gotten them out of order like that, it still has all the colors, but they're not in the right order, I wouldn't get that. But since it was right, I get an extra scallop. And then you can put things up here. So you could put a scallop there. That means that if I discard a scallop, then I can take 1 token from any of the piles. And if I put conch shell on there, that's plus 2 points at the end of the game. So then it's worth 6 instead of just 4. The game ends depending on the number of players. So in a 3-player game, the game ends when somebody has 5 of these exhibits. So you can take that, discard those, make discard piles over there, then you draw a new one. Now the last thing that you can do is that using your shells, let's say this player has 3 stars, on your turn, once per turn you can buy 1 of these aquarium pieces. So I'm going to spend 3 stars to buy this one, and then I put it over here. Each player can have as many aquariums as they want, and it starts with the bottom piece like that, and then you'd put it, you don't have a ton of room here, but you'd put it like right there, and then you'd reveal another one, and then in later turns you'd continue buying these, making it taller, and you can have as many or as little of these as you want. You could just end it like that, or you can get more. And then you're going to buy a top. So this top is if you have 1 of each, it's 6 points every time that happens. So if I put that on there, I only have 1 set of 3, so I'd get 6 plus 10, because that's what's there. And depending on which one you buy, that can change what you're kind of going for. And then there are some other ones on here where you're going for fish. That one's every aquarium tile is 2 points. And then I thought one of them, and then most of the others have to do with the shells on all the other pieces. And some of these, that means you get to take a piece of your choice. So you can grab one of those. And you have to build it in order, bottom, then middle, then top. So once somebody has 5 exhibits, you count up all of the little coins on everybody's stuff, and then you also count up the extra points here, and you get 1 point for every one of these that is different. So 1, 2, 3, and then if I filled up other ones, I would have gotten points for those too. So you add up all your points, and the player with the most points wins. That's how to play Wreck Raiders. Okay, we got my dad here for a parent's opinion. But first, there's Problem Picnic, and I'd like to show off my Problem Picnic shirt that Kid Stable gave to me. So that's super cool. Awesome. Okay, now on to Wreck Raiders. So, Dad, what did you think of Wreck Raiders?
I really enjoyed Wreck Raiders. worker placement is not my favorite thing, because I feel like there's too many choices, and I feel like I always make the wrong one. But in Rec Raiders, there is not enough choices, or there's not too much. There's just enough.
Yeah, there's 4 different places you can go to, and then it's limited by what dice you can pick.
Right.
Which is super cool. I really like that. So components, they have the dice with all the different fish on them for numbers. I think that was a stretch goal.
Yeah, this was a Kickstarter, and they really kind of blinged it out based on the stretch goals. They did really well.
The box is all UV coated, and then it comes with like 2 or 3 mini expansions.
A whole bunch of mini expansions, yeah.
And then all the cool wooden
divers
guys.
for shapes, and the crabs.
The crabs, the little wooden divers, and they've got stickers for them, and they've got fun stickers too.
Yeah. They did a really good job
there's
on all the components.
And artwork. So the artwork on this is amazing too, on everything. They even figured out a way to put art on the little wooden things with the stickers.
Oh, the stickers, yeah. Yeah, the artwork on this one is top-notch, especially if you like the ocean and sea creatures. I forget, what are those people called that study the ocean?
Oceanographers?
I'll think of it.
Mariners.
I don't remember.
Boat people.
But every single one of the aquariums has a different creature on it, which is super cool. And the box really just catches your eye.
Marine biologists.
That's it.
There we go.
When it's sitting on the shelf, just the aesthetics of this one really is awesome.
Yeah. So strategy. I really liked how you roll the dice and drop them, and then where they land, you put them out, and then you draft them. So there's a lot of really cool, just little things that make the game cool. Like the rolling dice, where they land, you put them out, and it's dice drafting, and then it's worker placement, and then you're trying to get sets of building the aquariums, and you're trying to get the sets in your vault and the sets in your... It's really cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on, and sometimes it might feel overwhelming at the beginning.
When I finished setting up, I'm like, yep, there's a lot of stuff out there.
But, you know, in the case of the dice drafting, right? Like sometimes you're the last person and you just get stuck with a die. But there's so many things you can do with it. You know, you can go to a rec and get something for your exhibit. You can put it in your vault. You can go to the beach. And you can get aquariums. I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and so there's you never feel like, oh, there's nothing to do in my turn. You know, I got stuck with a 4.
Something else that I was thinking about is that it plays. The strategy is very, very different from a 2-player game to it goes to 5.
Yeah,
the difference is crazy. Like in a 2-player game, you can do whatever you want and you never bump somebody off. But in a 4 or 5-player game, everywhere you go, you're kicking somebody off.
Yeah, the first time that you and I played, when we were just kind of learning, we never really bumped anybody, right? Because there was enough places to go and so much stuff to do. But when you start adding more people, more the spaces start getting, and so that really comes into play, like you said. Like, I kept bumping you off, and then you were like raking in all these shells, and I was like, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta start bumping myself off. But then, you know, if you do that too much, then you don't benefit.
Sets,
You don't benefit from having, you know, somebody in a wreck and possibly getting something from them moving there.
Yeah, and I think they did a really good job in balancing all of the different parts of it. Buying the aquariums, and everything's like just the right number.
Yeah, I think the last time that we played, you had like this aquarium that was like 20 stories high.
It was pretty awesome. I got like 32 or 36 points from it. It was cool.
And, you know, you weren't the person that triggered the end of the game, so you didn't have as very many exhibits, but you still ended up winning.
Yeah, I think I only had like 2 exhibits, but I had an aquarium that literally gave me 30 plus points.
And then I was more balanced, and I wasn't good at anything.
Well, you scored well in everything.
Well, I got second.
Yeah, that's good. So easy for kids. It's simple, but some of the thing is there's a lot of thinking about, should I go there. You got to be able to make the executive decision on where you're going, and then also which aquarium should I go for, and just other decisions on your strategy.
Yeah, but I think it's also it plays really well at that, you know, family age. I don't know, 10.
Yeah, the box says 10 and up.
That, you know, they're learning that. Like, you don't have to be a master of worker placement, you know, to play this. Like you said, it's easy rules, so it makes it more accessible to kid gamers or, you know, family gamers. I think what they really did with the dice, that kind of like makes it a little bit more family friendly.
Yeah.
Because that's like a fun thing to do. You can, I mean, if you have a really young kid, you could make them like the all-time dice roller, right? And see, you just roll it crazy, and then that it's all luck based on where they land.
So overall, I had a lot of fun with this. We'd play it, and then we gotta play it again, and we don't have time. But it was really cool. I really like playing this game.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of those mini expansions, like you said. So there's the shark that adds kind of a take that to it,
and then there's a clam where you can go get pearls.
A little bit push your luck, and then there's that other expansion that has kind of like hidden goals, which is one of my favorite things to do. If you're gonna add something to a game, I would add hidden goals to every game. I don't know why. It's just something that I like, but I can't wait to play with all three of those.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So overall, I really like playing this game.
Yeah, they did a really good job. This one is a good complement to the rest of the kids' table line. It's not something that they have yet, and so it fits right in there as a great family game that kind of scratches that little bit of a little bit heavier, kind of a worker placement, but still great for families.
Thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page, send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game, visit our webpage briansgotgame.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian, this is my dad, and I'll see you next time.